I never knew a single sentence could destroy a wedding. But what my fiancé said that night changed everything.
I never thought a single sentence could shatter an entire future, but some truths are like a blade, quiet, sharp, and unavoidable. It happened on a completely normal Thursday evening in Avery's apartment. We were supposed to be finalizing wedding plans, but instead, she just sat there, scrolling through her phone like I didn't even exist. Then, without even looking up, she said the words that shifted my entire world. My friends think you're not impressive enough for me, and she followed it with this dismissive shrug. They say I should aim higher, aim higher. Like I was just a rung on some ladder she was meant to climb past. For a long, long moment, I just stared at her. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even hurt. I just felt hollow. It was like something inside me detached from her right then and there, quietly, almost peacefully. I realized in that instant that she had stopped valuing me long before her friends ever said a word. She was expecting an argument, a fight, for me to plead with her. That had always been our dance. She would create some huge emotional mess, and I would be the one to clean it up. But this time, something was different. Clarity replaced reaction. Then go ahead, I said, and I stood up calmly. She finally looked at me, her face a mask of confusion. What is that supposed to mean? She asked. I didn't answer. I just picked up my keys and walked out, leaving her sitting alone in a room filled with wedding plans she no longer deserved. That night, while she was out drinking with the same friends, who apparently knew my worth better than she did, I made decisions she would never see coming. I canceled the venue reservation. I canceled the catering. I put a pause on the payments for the ring. Every single detail she had been flaunting to her friends disappeared quietly in one single night. It wasn't out of revenge. It wasn't out of spite. It was just acceptance. If she truly believed someone else was higher, then she could spend the rest of her life looking for them. For the next few days, she didn't call. I didn't either. The silence was almost peaceful. On day 5, she finally sent a text. We need to talk. I ignored it. Day 7, why are you being so immature? Still nothing. Day 10, are you seriously giving me the silent treatment? I didn't even bother replying. Then came day 12. Her bachelorette weekend, a night that was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, it became the night that everything about her and about me was completely exposed. It was 2:07 a.m. when my phone lit up. The room was pitch black except for the faint glow from the charging cable. I glanced at the screen. Lennon, Avery's closest friend. We weren't close at all. She barely ever texted me, which meant something was very wrong. I let it ring once, then twice. I really didn't want any drama, but then she called a third time, and a fourth. I finally answered with a tired, irritated sigh. Before I could even speak, her voice broke through the silence, a shaky, terrified whisper. Please, Daniel, please pick up. I'm here, I said, sitting up in bed. What's going on? Her breath trembled. It sounded like she was hiding in a bathroom or a hallway. Something happened at the bachelorette party, she said, and it's about you. I just assumed Avery had been complaining about me again. Maybe her whole aim higher speech had turned into a group performance, but Lennon didn't sound annoyed. She sounded absolutely terrified. Lennon, I said, keeping my voice steady. Tell me what happened. There was a long pause. And then she spoke, her words breaking piece by piece. Avery told everyone she never really wanted to marry you. The words hit me like distant thunder. I heard them. I acknowledged them, but they weren't surprising. I'd suspected it for weeks, maybe even months. She said, Lennon continued, that she's been comparing you to someone else. The whole time. I closed my eyes. Of course, there's always someone else in stories like these. That's not all, Lennon whispered. Something else happened tonight, something I can't explain. I waited, holding my breath. Avery said you weren't impressive enough, Lennon went on, her voice shaking. So she tried to prove it. My pulse slowed down, not faster, slower, calmer, sharper. Lennon, I said. Start from the beginning. She took a long, deep breath. She told us she was testing you. That word landed like a stone in my chest, testing me. What does that mean? I asked quietly. Lennon swallowed audibly. She wanted to see if you'd fight for her, if you'd get jealous, if you'd be insecure over the guys she keeps comparing you to. And there it was, the aim higher replacement, the ghost she was measuring me against. His name is Callum, Lennon said, her coworker. She said he's more ambitious, more charming, more everything. I let out a breath that wasn't quite a laugh. I wasn't angry, I was just done, completely done. She told everyone that if you confronted her, chased her, begged her, then she'd know you truly wanted her, Lennon whispered. But because you stayed calm, she decided you didn't care. I almost laughed for real this time. She wanted me to prove my love by losing my dignity, but Lennon wasn't finished. It gets worse. I leaned forward, resting my elbows on my knees. She was drinking heavily, Lennon said, and she kept saying you ruined everything by not chasing her, and then her voice cracked. She invited Callum to the Bachelorette suite. Silence.